Hey everyone, happy Monday to you. I hope you guys had a great week and a great weekend. Thank you guys for being here with us again today. So, we have another ship to shore. I hope we are actually live on YouTube this time. I know we had an issue last week, but we have today here with us Miss Patena See from MSC. So, I'm excited to welcome her into the chat and just have a little conversation with her about MSC and everything that they have to offer. And the newest kid on the block for MSC, the MSC World America. So, sorry, let me move my water bottle. It is huge and distracting. But yeah, so let's see who is all here. As you guys trickle in, I will say hello, and then we'll welcome in we'll welcome in Patena. Now, if you have any questions for Patena, go ahead and drop them in the chat. She does have a presentation, and then we'll answer them towards the end. So let's see. We have Miss Kathy B. Hello. How are you today? Grand Rising. I hope you are doing well, and thank you for joining. And QML6, hey, how are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I am going to go ahead and welcome in Patena, and then we will go ahead and get started. So hello, Patena. How are you? Thank you for joining today.
Hi, Charvon. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and just so happy that you asked to bring me on so I can go over all the wonderful and exciting things about MSC Cruises and the U.S. market.
Yeah, because it's been a big year so far for MSC. It's most anticipated year yet, I think.
Yes, so big. So many things have happened here in the U.S. market. You know, we've been here since 2006. But who would know that, because when we started out on a part-time seasonal basis. And over the years, we've tested different home ports and itineraries and everything. So yeah, we have come so far in this past year in getting our brand recognition out there. So really exciting time right now.
It's been amazing to watch, and I can't wait to get back onto an MSC ship. We've had a discussion, and I was like, our first go wasn't as expected, but the second go around changed our mind completely. And I think we'll get a little bit into that as well. But tell me a bit about yourself, and we'll get right into your presentation.
Well, sure. Thank you. So I am based in Michigan. So I've been in the travel industry consecutively since 1997. I actually worked for a custom group tour operator here on the reservations and travel insurance side for many years, over 17 years. And it was just a natural progression that I come over to the business development side and work for the suppliers and be able to work with travel advisors like yourself to help grow your business and get brand recognition out there for the different types of products. So it's really been it's a fun, exciting industry, as you know, to be a part of making people's travel dreams come true.
Yeah, and we kind of have something in common because before I was full-time travel, I was actually an insurance agent too. So, and travel just kind of took over a little bit, and I was like, well, this is not a hard choice.
Right, exactly. Two extreme opposites, I feel.
Yes. All right, well, I will go ahead and pull up your presentation, and we can go ahead and get into it.
All right, wonderful. So let's holiday with MSC Cruises. This is our big theme for this year. We kicked off our campaign during the Super Bowl. And as Charvon introduced me, my name is Patena See. I work directly with her as her MSC Cruise specialist to help her be the best specialist for you when it comes to all things MSC Cruises. So today I'm going to go over an overview with you about MSC Cruises, the company, and then talk about U.S. market news and explore some our U.S. home ports, as well as how you can experience a new world of cruising. And we'll then answer some questions. I'll kind of keep an eye on the questions as I'm giving the presentation. If a question is asked that pertains to what I just covered, I'll answer that. Otherwise, if it's a question that's being asked that I know I'm going to get to, I will hold off on answering that until a little bit later. Okay.
Sounds good. All
right. Okay. So as far as MSC Cruises goes, there is a key. There are several key themes to what makes our brand unique. First is our European heritage and international character. With the European heritage begins with our ownership, which is the Aponte family. We are they're an Italian family. We are privately owned. Our headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. The Aponte family has over 300 years of maritime history, and they birthed the MSC cargo shipping and cargo.
Right.
Yes. And so from that, then they started the cruise division with MSC Cruises. And the headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. But the European heritage that can be seen in the elegant and modern Italian design of our rapidly growing fleet of innovative ships, and their fresh made bread and pasta and espresso and gelato that's served on board, along with the leisurely approach to daily activities, is where you'll also experience that European heritage. But despite our European roots, MSC Cruises operates on a global scale and caters to an international clientele, which is evident in our unrivaled breadth of global itinerary options. We have a very strong commitment to sustainability, and it's continuous with a long-term goal to achieve zero emissions for our fleet operations by 2050. We have several of our ships in the fleet now that are LNG powered, have the ship to shore power as well, that help to support those initiatives. And then we have Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, which reflects our longstanding commitment to sustainability and conservation efforts. A formal industrial site that we reclaimed and restored to its natural beauty is now our unique private island destination in the Bahamas. And I'll be diving into that. I'm super excited to talk about Ocean Key. And lastly, we're well known for our yacht club, which is an exclusive world of privacy and luxury onboard concierge level experience that's available to less than 1/8 of the ship's guests. So, and I'll explain what that means a little bit more here coming up. But these are the key features that make MSC stand out when it comes to contemporary cruising. So in our fleet, we currently have 24 ships.
Wow.
Yes, that's a lot. And
it is.
To be a global company, that explains how we're able to be a global company with that many ships. And we have more coming. We have MSC World Asia. That will debut in winter of 26. And then also most recently announced is the 4th world-class ship that will be coming is MSC World Atlantic, which is also being built for the American market and will home port here as well. So MSC World America just debuted. That's the 2nd world-class ship in that class, and then in the fleet within itself. But currently, this year we have 6 ships that will be sailing, that are sailing right now. And then by the end of this year, we'll actually have 7 ships sailing from the U.S. 1 is seasonal, and the other 6 are here year round.
Okay.
And or will be here year round. But we have the MSC Divina, that is seasonal. MSC Grandiosa, Meraviglia, Seashore, Seascape, Seaside, and World America. So all of these ships are open for booking. You can book for your clients a cruise out of the U.S. on any one of these ships for this year.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so an unrivaled breadth of itineraries. Again, with 23, 24 ships, you need a lot of itineraries. And we actually have over 700 itineraries right now open, that we're open for booking between this year through spring of 2027. We sail to 6 continents over 100 countries, and over 300 destinations. So there is something for everyone when it comes to cruising that we offer, and beyond the Caribbean. So if you're a cruiser, you've been to the Caribbean, you're looking for something different, keep MSC Cruises in mind, because we have options for you, whether that's the Mediterranean or that is the Middle East, Dubai, exotic destinations, Japan, South America, Northern Europe, just a lot of great options for you, South Africa even, for you to consider beyond the Caribbean, but definitely within the Caribbean as well.
700 destinations is amazing. Like, I wouldn't even know how to even figure out where all these destinations are, but this map gives a very good, example of where you can go with MSC. I mean, and that's only with 24 cruise ships, right?
24 ships, and that's with itineraries that range anywhere from, I kid you not, one night all the way to grand voyages and our world cruise. So grand voyages being, those are like repositioning cruises, and those can be anywhere from 13 to 21 nights. And then the world cruise that starts in January and ends in May. So beginning of January through the beginning of May. So that runs 5 months on average, about 120-ish days. So it's a lot of options for sure for travelers.
One night cruises are unheard of and kind of crazy to think about, because I'll be mad if I just booked one night. But if you were trying to get from one place to another,
right,
it's
exactly.
not a bad way to go, right?
If I lived in like those one night itineraries, it can be Europe, Northern Europe, and what have you. What a great date night that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Would it not? And it's all inclusive with your accommodations, entertainment, food, everything you could possibly want for a date night.
Right. That's a nice date night.
Better value, and to sail, for it to be somewhere outside of the U.S. even, how exciting and that would be for somebody that has the means to do that.
Yes, that's nice.
Okay, so year-round from the U.S., we sail from Port Miami, Port Canaveral, Brooklyn, and we'll start sailing from Galveston, Texas this November, already open for booking. And then we will start sailing from Seattle next May for our inaugural season for Alaska. And that itinerary is always going to be seasonal. Okay, but definitely a lot of different port options for your clients to choose from. If they, maybe they've sailed out of Florida many times, they're looking for something different. Well, Brooklyn and Galveston are great options for them with different itinerary options available, to choose from.
Yeah. I know we said we were going to hold questions until the end, but if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. But if Patina comes across a question that kind of has something to do with what she's talking about now, then we'll go ahead and answer them. I know Ronald Britt did ask a question about the Brooklyn, about sailing out of Brooklyn. Did you want to answer that now, or did you want to kind of hold?
Yeah, no, I can answer it now. I'm just looking here to see where
he said he was loyal to Royal and taking one solo cruise and one family cruise a year. Cruise MSC twice now, both times on Meraviglia out of Brooklyn, New York. Something new in my home port, and the price was right.
Yes, I love that. And that's actually one of the things I do love about MSC is I say it all the time. I only say it because I truly believe it. Mm-hmm. We are the best value at sea when it comes to contemporary cruises. Contemporary cruises are the mega ships, the large to extra large mega ships. Best value at sea, whether that's in our main ship, and you'll find out what I mean by that here in a few minutes, or if it's in our exclusive yacht club.
Nice.
The best value at sea for sure.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't wait to get into this main ship concept, because I have questions about yacht club myself, but we'll get into it.
Good. Okay. Yes. All right. So, exploring additional home ports. So first, I want to talk. Even though it's not a home port, It's a main port,
Mhm.
and it's MSC, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve. So this was once it was a formal industrial site that we reclaimed and restored to its natural beauty. And it's now a unique island destination that you can experience for yourself. I, when I'm meeting with guest, or I'm doing a show or a training or whatever, I truly believe if you close your eyes and you envision a island in the Caribbean, a private island in the Caribbean, open your ears up, breathe in, and just listen and hear and feel. This is what you see. There is not a water park on our island.
Mhm.
There are 7 beaches to choose from, for guests to choose from. There are 2 buffets. There are tiki hut bars,
Yes.
cabanas at each beach. There is Caribbean music piped throughout the island. There's a spa on the island. There's a wedding gazebo. There, there are there's a little shopping boutique area that is fully owned and operated by MSC Cruises. So quality souvenirs, quality wares, clothing, what have you, that you want to purchase and take back home with you. Also, I love the island because it is mobility challenged friendly. We
Yes.
only have one ship that docks at the pier at a time. And once you step foot off that pier, the pier is cemented, and then but there's a sidewalk, a cemented sidewalk, like a U-shaped horseshoe type, that goes throughout the island, that makes it so easy for guests to get around, and quick and easy for them to get back to the ship if they want. Our itineraries when sailing out of Florida as well as Brooklyn do offer stops at the island for either a day stop and or an overnight. And we are the only brand that offers late night stays at our island if it's not an overnight stay.
I love everything about those overnights and late night stays. That's one of the things that really sold me on MSC, because you don't get that anywhere else, where you can stay overnight in that private island and you can kind of just get on and off the ship as you want. There's no pressure, there's no time frame. You can kind of just move the way you want to move.
Exactly. And also, there's so many excursions that you can do on the island. And if you want to do paddle boarding, if you want to do jet skiing or snorkeling, there's just so many different activities. And also on the island, there is an inner lagoon. So for families that aren't comfortable having their little ones in the Caribbean itself, the inner lagoon is phenomenal. It packs out like none other. And the other
Mhm.
thing I love about our island is, um, if you are a frequent cruiser and you've been to other private islands in the Caribbean and previously, you'll notice we don't have loungers right consecutively right next to each other and row after row after row.
Mhm.
It's spread out. Guests aren't on top of each other. It's
Yes.
truly a relaxing experience like none other. So I do hope that you get to enjoy it. I do see a question. I saw this come up earlier too, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad we got here. So just recently, yes, there was an announcement made that there is a second island, an extension, if you will, of Ocean Key that is being developed. That's all we know at this time. We don't know
Yeah.
what the exact plans are for it, who it's for, or anything like that. But yes, there is a second island. And also, I would be remiss if I did not mention this. If you are a guest in the yacht club on any of our ships and you're stopping at this island, you get your own private beach and restaurant on the island. Not only
Mhm.
that, if you are a guest that has a drink or Wi-Fi package on the ship, it carries on to the island. So that's a huge savings for you. Okay.
That's a big deal.
And so between that and then the complimentary buffets, and there are some complimentary food trucks on the island as well, but then there are some specialty food trucks and specialty food shops on the island that are available for you to experience if you would like. Okay. So let's see here. We'll go on to, okay, I have this should be a video. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so as I mentioned, there's so many things to do. The 7 beaches to choose from. There's shore excursions. You can do the spa, food and drinks to partake in, and cabana rentals, as well as umbrella rentals. But honestly, if you don't have to do cabana, there's a lot of shaded options available. We planted over 80,000 different species of plants that are native to the Caribbean on the island, between trees and plants and shrubberies and fauna. So there's lots of shaded areas as well to choose from. And then the shopping that I mentioned. I love always going to the boutique shops. They're so cute. And the staff that work, you'll see in the boutiques, they actually stay on the island. So,
wow. Nice.
They love to chat and get to know you and talk about, all the island and what life's like for them, and then how often they get to go into the mainland. And it's really neat to have that conversation with them. Nice. So as I mentioned with the yacht club, you do get your private space with your exclusive beach and dining. This little video that's kind of just playing in the corner there, that's the exclusive restaurant. It's called Ocean House Beach, or it's called the Ocean House Restaurant and then Ocean House Beach. So definitely fun. Okay, so now a new world of cruising. We're going to jump into first our new Super Bowl, our new campaign, Let's Holiday, that kicked off during the Super Bowl. This is huge for MSC and for the American market. It's our first national campaign for the American market to help spread brand awareness. So we're super excited, and especially having two famous celebrities be a part of it.
An MSC cruise isn't just a vacation, it's a holiday full of European style.
And all the things Americans love too. Come on, Bloom, I need some buffalo wings. Stop.
There are a ton of football matches.
Games, football games.
Vorrei i rigatoni alla matriciana, per favore.
Oh,
Signora?
But he said.
That is a big hat.
It's American. Of course it's big.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
No.
She just wants to dance.
You ready for some adrenaline, Bloom?
I was born ready. How high is that?
So high. Holiday! Was that good?
Jacket.
Dinner t-shirt.
Privacy.
Privacy.
Architecture.
Sharkitecture.
Dude, there's a line.
Gelato.
Froyo.
Football.
Football.
Schedule.
Okay, now you're just doing it on purpose.
What a vacation.
Don't you mean holiday?
My bad.
We should stop now.
Yeah.
I love that commercial.
Isn't it great? So I want to talk a little bit about that and why we did the commercial. So as I mentioned, we started here in 2006, seasonal, part-time basis, being a European company, heavily influenced on all things international and European at that time and for many years. And for the American market, it was an adjustment and not always well received. So we recognize that. And by being a privately held company, I will say this, I love this about MSC, is we are very receptive to the feedback from guests and our travel partners. And we listen to the feedback, and we're able to make improvements quickly. And so without having to get approval, going through shareholders and what have you. So it's allowed us to reevaluate what we were doing and how we were doing it for the Caribbean sailings. And that's where we came up with, you know what? Yeah, we are very proud of our European style, but we have now brought the American comforts to our sailings out of the Caribbean to help American guests who are like that type of experience on board, make them feel more comfortable. So you're going to see with the food more Americanized offerings, still international options available as well for those guests that enjoy that. But you're going to see chicken and waffles on the main dinner menu in the evenings, and meatloaf. And even I was on World America in April for the celebration sailing, and fried chicken on the buffet. That's the first time I've seen on an MSC cruise on the buffet fried chicken, and it was. So I had to try it and see if it was going to get my stamp of approval, and it did. It was very good.
Okay.
So definitely with the food experience, shortening the dining time in the main dining rooms, because normally they're about 2 hours. But with the Americans, we got to eat, get it done, and be on to the next thing, next best thing. So we've shortened that down, main dining times, dinner to an hour and a half. And so that, and then the staff, the onboard staff, they're amazing. They've always been amazing, but they weren't used to engaging with guests, because Europeans don't necessarily do that with onboard staff. And so when the Americans would sail and try to engage with them, it shock them, and they didn't know how to react. Because to them that wasn't proper. So we put a lot of time and training into working with them and explaining to them it's okay to talk to the Americans, to the guests, and engage with them and tell them about your life if you're comfortable with that. And so the guests love that, and they've also just been empowered to if something's brought to their attention, they've been empowered to quickly and easily resolve anything that might come up to make the guest experience more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay. So just wanted to touch on that for the campaign and the theme behind it. So the next is we're going to talk about World America. So this cruise definitely is European style and American comfort. If anybody is out there right now, stream that has been on World America, please raise your hand, speak up. But
we have
World America, are there a few? Good.
Yeah.
So one thing that makes World America different from any of our other ships is we offer districts. There are actually 7 if you count the yacht club. There's 7 districts that are likened to neighborhoods. So these allow guests to spread out, and when the ship is at full capacity, you wouldn't know it, because there's somewhere for everybody, everybody to spread out and go to. But to just give you a brief description, Family Aventura, this is our brand new multi-level district that's designed for kids and teens. It features the harbor that is thoughtfully designed outdoor park to connect guests to the ocean and offer families an oasis to come together to enjoy a wide variety of activities. They can soak up the sun, enjoy delicious bites, or sit back and relax all in one. Then there's the Aqua Deck, which is the best district for soaking up the sun, featuring pools and whirlpools, an aqua park, and several outdoor bars and lounges. And we have the World Promenade, which allows guests to be at the center of it all in the unique that offers unique dining, lounging entertainment options, and an unmatched LED light show, all while enjoying stunning open air panoramic ocean views. So I love the World Promenade. You can see this is the top right picture.
Yes.
The top portion of that, those are actually interior balcony cabins
Ooh.
that look down onto the World Promenade.
Nice.
Then you have on those same decks, 2 decks there, exterior balcony cabins that face the ocean. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like and feels like, it's amazing to me. And then on the main deck there, it's deck 8, but on the walking deck there, as you're walking through, there's the restaurants and the eateries. There's the coffee emporium, but they have outdoor dining. It's literally feels like you're walking through a square in Europe, in Rome, or in in Florence, where you have the different squares and all the different outdoor seating areas with the restaurants. It's really a very neat and unique experience. Then we have World Galleria, which this is on deck 6, and this features LED screens showcasing digital art for guests to enjoy as they stroll through the modern interior promenade, visiting different live music, shopping, and nightlife venues. So this has actually one of the more popular bar areas, bar venues, that it's always busy from morning until night. There's always people there. It's definitely a hub for sure. So then we have the terraces, and the terraces, they provide a charming atmosphere that's filled with world-class specialty dining options, top-notch entertainment, including live music and unique shopping options. And some of the live music examples would be, we have dueling pianos and comedy bar in the terraces area. So, and that is a really neat area that gets busy in the evenings. You'll see it pick up. And then we have the Zen area. So I didn't have time to experience the Zen area while I was on board because I was busy working, but I definitely got to walk through it and tour it and everything. And this probably would be one of my favorite areas on vacation. It's located in the aft of the ship, and has sunbathing, lounging, and it's great for admiring the ocean views. It is an adult-only serene oasis, nice. Where guests can escape to relax poolside and have a cocktail in hand as soothing music sets the mood. There are 2 pools in the Zen area, and also there's whirlpools and the bar that makes it easy for you to get beverages there. Okay, so definitely, if you're going on this cruise for relaxation and rejuvenation, you want the Zen area, and you can drop the kids off in the kids club, and they can have their away time and get that break, and you get your break as well.
It's a perfect combination.
Yes, and then we have other onboard activities. Jaw drop. So this is where I was stationed at during the celebration cruise, during when the travel advisors were able to come through and do their self-guided tours. And so you'll see here the first picture on the left, that's the start of Jaw Drop. This is actually an 11-deck high slide at sea. It's one of, if not the tallest slide at sea. It's a dry slide that allows guests to feel the rush as they slide down from the harbor to the heart of the World Promenade. So it starts, it goes up to deck 8, deck 20, and it ends on deck 8. Now this ship doesn't have 2 decks. It does not have deck 17 or deck 13. Okay, and then the middle picture there, this kind of gives you a view of what that slide looks like at night, plus an awesome view of the ship at night with it all lit up. But I like this also. So you can see the silver slide down the center there at night. And then also in that picture, the middle picture, those 2 pools on either side there, that's the Zen area. district.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the aft of the ship where the Zen district is. And then the picture on the right is the slide, another view of the slide and how it comes out down on deck 8. In the slide, there are openings, clear openings, but there is plexiglass. So you can actually see, as you're going down the slide, you can see the ocean. So you have open and dark as you're going through the slide, but it's not a dark experience by any means. Okay. All right. And then let's see here. We have more onboard activities. High trail ropes course. This is all up on in the harbor. On the same deck as where the jaw drop starts. So there's the high trail ropes course, MSC Sportsplex, which converts. It's bumper cars. You can do basketball, tennis, pickleball, just a lot of different activities available in the Sportsplex. Then we have the Aqua Park, which features 4 different slides. There also is the splash pad at the bottom of near the Aqua Park. And then we have Cliffhanger, which is the one and only currently over the water swing at sea. So this is an amazing experience. Guests can partake in these activities if you have so all of these activities are complimentary with the exception of the Cliffhanger. The Cliffhanger, there is a cost of I believe it's $7 per person.
Okay.
But if you're going to partake in any of these activities, there is a height requirement for all persons, and so for safety reasons, and that also is in for the splash pad. There's a height requirement there for children, so just keep that in mind if you are traveling as a family and looking for those types of activities. But we always have the kids club, and there's no height requirement for kids club. Okay, so with let's see, I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I have a lot to get through, and I know you have a time frame too. I don't want to keep everybody too late past the hour. Masters of the Sea. So this is our first brewery and pub at sea,
Nice.
and it has a classic British style to it that comes complete with a full-scale microbrewery, making MSC signature beers on board with our desalinated water that we desalinate on board. So it's really cool experience there. We also have a coffee emporium. If you have a drink package, the coffee emporium is included in the drink package, but it's a sleek and modern coffee house that is any coffee connoisseur's dream. You can choose from the world's best coffee beans and then select your favorite brewing and serving style with options including French, Italian, Turkish, and Moroccan. This is on deck 8, so this has indoor and outdoor. It has that outdoor seating that I was talking about on the promenade. So it's a very cool experience.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we have our sports bar, which is, I don't know if this is true, but it's the biggest sports bar I have ever seen at sea. And it's not just indoor, it's indoor and outdoor. So let me see if I go back here really quick. I want to show you. Okay. So down in the middle picture here of the aft of the ship on deck 8 there, over on the left side where, if you can see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but on the left side there, that is the opening side of the sports bar. So it opens up to the back of the ship, and then you can go inside on the side there. You can, and so it's indoor, outdoor, and there's fun activities inside that you can do. They have great food that you can purchase and added to your room bill. But it's really good food there. But it's a really nice bar, just a very large bar. When I go to the bars, I like bigger bars, so it catches my attention for sure. And then definitely fun activities and big screens on the wall for everybody to enjoy the sport of their choice. The main pool. Is this not the biggest main pool at sea you have
wow.
seen? It is huge. And that I'm very particular about as well are the main pool size on ships.
Yes.
Given when you have a large population on board, you want a big pool, and this pool is phenomenal. But in addition, this is just one of 6 pools that are available. There's also 14 hot tubs, and there's a spacious indoor pool with a retractable roof. And where the indoor pool is, there are 2 huge, probably the biggest whirlpool jacuzzis I've ever seen anywhere, whether it's on land or sea, in the retractable pool area. It's very nice. Very
Nice.
classy.
Yeah, we like a big pool area.
Absolutely. And then on board, you can discover a world of flavor. So for those of you that are familiar with MSC, you might recognize some of our signature specialty dining restaurants, one being Butcher's Cut, which is our American steakhouse that offers custom cuts that are aged to perfection and paired with bold wines and cocktails. Then we have Ola Tacos and Cantina, which I still think it's the best specialty dining experience at sea. All you can eat Mexican for $24.99 now. It was I think $19.99 there for a while, but then the price has gone up. But still, for $25, you can't beat that. But it's classic Mexican street food options like tacos and fajitas and refreshing margaritas that can be savored in a Latin and Mexican inspired restaurant. Then we also have Keto Teppanyaki, our hibachi experience that ignites the sentences. Master chefs prepare the meals in a vibrant and interactive setting. And now we have 2 new specialty dining restaurants, Paxos, which transports guests to the Mediterranean, where they can indulge in delicious Greek dishes while enjoying live music and alfresco seating. And then Italy. If you're familiar with the chain brand on land, this is an extension. This is Italy, but at sea. So we are bringing the one and only Italy at sea, which offers an authentic and high quality Italian experience that's surrounded by beautiful sea views. And there's what I don't have a picture here of is there's also a Paxos on the go. So you can, if you don't want, to have the sit down, more formal-ish dining, you can, it's like, I liken it to, when you go to the airports and you see like TGI Fridays and they have right next to TGI Fridays, the grab and go.
Yeah.
That's what Paxos on the go is. Yeah. So that's a neat experience as well. And then this is super exciting to me. It's not a specialty dining restaurant. Luna Park Pizza and Burger is actually a complimentary 24/7 restaurant eatery that guests can go to whenever they're wanting those typical American comfort foods. Think about like the old timey diners from the 50s and 60s, hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, desserts, fries, just a lot of different fast foodish type options, but it's in a different, unique environment. My stateroom, I stopped her every night because we were eating at like 5:30. Every night on the way back to my cabin, I stopped and grabbed something, whether that was pizza or corn dog or a hamburger and fries, and took something back to my cabin. Even though you can sit in the venue itself and eat, which is a fun experience. At first, it wasn't catching on, and I don't know if it's just because I got there a couple of days in advance or what, but it still even seemed, but by the end, the last night or the second to last night, everybody was there. And I'm like, no, this is my little secret place. I wanted to keep it on myself. They were picking up on it for sure. We also have
the late night snacks. It's good to have those too, because a lot of the times when people do have that earlier dinner, you're usually looking for just pizza because that's usually what's left. But having those options of more than just pizza is amazing. Exactly.
And talking about pizza, our pizza is phenomenal, and not just on World America. I've been on two other of our ships so far. I have 2 more coming up, 2 different ships, but The pizza has always been amazing.
Yes.
And if you're not up to going down to Luna Park, which is on deck 6, which is part of the Galleria, if you're closer to the buffet, you can still go to the buffet at night as for options as well. But we also have Kato Sushi, and now this is a signature specialty dining restaurant that's on several of our newer class of ships, like the C class. But Kato Sushi, which is a modern and stylish restaurant that features a fine selection of rolls and fresh sashimi for an art of sushi experience. And then we have something new. It's the Promenade Bites. Offers treats like hot dogs, popcorn, and cotton candy for a quick grab and go option. And I laugh to myself because Promenade Bites is literally at the bottom of the jaw drop slide. So
how smart, treat yourself.
How smart from a business perspective was that, to put it like the child's getting off the slide and there's the cotton candy. And
right.
Like strategic planning for sure. So parents, just be prepared. You're probably not gonna you're gonna have to
go straight to the cotton candy.
That venue at least once with your child while on board. But yeah, that Paxos on the go, it is cafe style is how it's being described, with Greek bites, cocktails, and views of the promenade. So definitely we'll have to check that out. Next, we're coming to Galveston. This is our next big thing. Now that World America has debuted last month, our focus is on Galveston, and we are so excited to be sailing from Galveston. If you have not been there, I encourage you to check it out. I went for the first time last July. Even though I had lived in Texas for 4 years recently, I was in North Texas. I never made it to Galveston, and I had this preconceived notion in my mind about it. And when I got there, I was blown away. Have you ever been to Galveston, Charvon?
Yes. We've cruised out of Galveston just once, and it was definitely a different experience.
Did you stay down in Galveston beforehand?
Yeah, we actually stayed right near the
square.
Port. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quality shopping, not the the touristy shops that where you can buy the mass-produced products, but really. If you can't tell, I'm a shopper and I'm a foodie, great restaurants, everything's within walking distance. And it's not just one block. It's a good, I would say each block was at least a half a mile long. If I had to guess that, and just so many different things to do. But I have a video here I'm going to play for you about Galveston.
Okay. So we should be floating to wherever we're going, 'cause if the sky is an ocean, then we're going slow motion.
All right. So yes, Galveston is now open for purchase for booking on MSC Seascape. And Charvon, remind me let me go to the next slide. I'm hitting the wrong arrows. All right. Remind me, what was the second ship that you sailed on? It was a C class, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we did Seaside and we did, I think it was Maribilia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the Seascape is the sister ship to Seaside.
Okay.
And this is actually our award-winning ship. It continues to win awards. Now, it probably still will, but I expect World America might take some of the titles away from Seascape. But it wins awards from Forbes and some other highly recognized presenters for best family cruise ship. And that's because there's so many things to do on board. But for this ship, it is a large ship, a mega ship. It can accommodate 5,800 guests, but it has so much public space available. So again, you don't feel crowded. But 396,000 square feet available for guests, and it can get up to a speed of between 21.8 and 22.7 knots. For those of you that are ship enthusiasts. Let's see. So leisure facilities, 6 stunning swimming pools, a 2-deck high jungle pool with sliding roof. The jungle pool is the kids pool. State-of-the-art MSC Aria Spa, an expanded casino with advanced gaming technology. And this ship features our iconic Bridge of Sighs, which has unique ocean views and walks at sea. So our C-class ships, that Bridge of Sighs is what it's known for. And so this bottom left picture here, that is the Bridge of Sighs. So whenever you see social media influencers, pictures and videos, they're usually standing on this Bridge of Sighs and getting that wake behind them. It makes for a really awesome photo opportunity.
I wish I could be on the seaside. Oh my gosh, I had a full-blown panic attack trying to walk across that bridge. I just cannot do it.
Well, and in her defense, I imagine that you can't really tell from this picture, but it's a glass bottom walkway. So it's see-through. So it can be a little bit,
yes,
nerve-wracking for some people that have issue with heights, but it is very safe for sure. Yeah. Let's see here. And then next slide. It doesn't like it when I move around and then come back to click on it. Okay. Entertainment options. There's over 300 around-the-clock entertainment events that are available for people of all ages on board, whether that's our themed nights, which includes a white party, or trivia, karaoke, a silent disco, and then live theatrical performances. We also have our Uptown Lounge that has live music and with 6 different shows each week. And then we have a 2-deck high aft lounge, which is Le Cabaret Rouge. And there's live piano, entertainment, and other shows as well, and cocktails available at Le Cabaret Rouge. And then we have a very robust kids and family offerings on board. 98 hours of live entertainment for kids, 5 distinct clubs for ages 1 through 17 years old, and a special and unmissable event, which is the Lego experience. We are official exclusive partners with Lego for that. And we offer 7,500 square feet of dedicated kid space and also cutting edge amusement options on board. Now, while we're talking about kids, before I forget, because I don't have a slide about it and I often forget. Did you know, for you frequent cruisers out there, and or even those of you that might travel to all-inclusives, that MSC Cruises, when we run our kids free promotions, like we have one running right now, our kids free is for up to 17 years old. You don't see that elsewhere.
We love that.
Yes, exactly. So, these days, money, with what's going on, budgets and what have you, uncertainty in the world, why not be able to take a vacation with, where you're able to have your kids sail for free? Now they are still charged for the port charges, tax and fees, but their cruise fare is included complimentary. So a great savings option for you.
What about adult kids? I still have those.
I know. As do I. So fortunately, my grandkids, I'll be able to take advantage of that for my grandchildren, but not so much for my adult children. They need to actually be paying for me to go because, it's getting to be about that time for it to come back around now. One of the really neat features about the Seascape is Robotron. So this ship features, it's our state-of-the-art robotic arm that delivers a one-of-a-kind thrill ride nearly 175 feet above the sea that where guests can take in a 360-degree view as they soar over the deck, flip upside down, and move in all directions. So it's a roller coaster that's in place. and you're moving around. I'd say it's like a virtual, but you're not wearing anything over
Right.
your eyes, but it's a simulator. That's what it is. It is a roller coaster simulator, if you will. So definitely that lends to another reason why this ship wins awards for the best family cruise ship. We also have, additionally, here we go, other family activities. We have our Pirates Cove Aqua Park, XD Cinema, Formula Racer, which, by the way, did you know that we are an official sponsor of F1 Racing?
F1 Racing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And not only that, we're the official sponsor of the Miami Dolphins and the New York Knicks. So for those of you that, this goes to show our investment to the U.S. market. MSC does not have plans on leaving. They've invested in the U.S. market with the ships, with the sponsorships, with our new huge terminal in Miami, and the terminal that they're building in Galveston. This all goes to show we are here to stay, and we are here to become the biggest and the best for the U.S. market in so many ways. And then we have the Hall of Games, which is the video arcade that's available. Now, if your clients that are, whether they're kids, kids of all ages and kids at heart, we have an activities pass. And I'm sorry, I apologize. That's not what it's called. But we have an activities pass. And if you purchase this activities pass in advance of the cruise, you actually can save considerably. Normally, if you purchase it on board, the cost is, I believe it's about $140. But if you purchase it in advance, it's $80. And did you know that you can actually share that pass? So you don't. So let's say, for example, it's a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children. Well, typically only 2 people can, 1 or 2 people can do that. Maybe they want to race the slots together. Well, maybe dad and parent number 1 and child number 1, they want to race, and then they get off and they give it to the next parent and child, and then they can go down. So that's a way to save for your clients to be able to save if they're, have a budget conscious,
right.
So you don't have to just sit and watch everybody having fun. You can actually still afford to take part in the fun. And anything, while I'm talking about it now, in case I forget later, anything that your clients pre-purchase and pre-book through you, specialty dining packages, spa packages, the fun pass, I'm just trying to think, just anything, photo packages, anything, drinks and Wi-Fi, they will save by purchasing it in advance of the cruise versus if they wait until they're on board, they're going to pay a lot more money. Okay, so that's a tips and tricks for you and for your viewers to keep in mind, that you want to definitely have Charvon. If excursions,
Yes.
Make sure you're purchasing through Charvon, through your travel advisor, so that they're making sure that you're getting the best deal possible for that item. Okay. If you see something you like, great, but let Charvon know you want to add it and she'll add it for you. Okay. On board, the endless dining options with international flavors. There's 5 specialty restaurants, including the 4 signature that I mentioned with Ola Tacos and Cantina, Butcher's Cut, the Kato Teppanyaki, and the Kato Sushi. And then there's 3 main dining restaurants, 20 bars and lounges, an 1,169 person seated buffet, and if you're in the yacht club, you do also get your dedicated club restaurant there. And it's 1 o'clock. I'm going to just keep on talking. For those of you that have to leave, I'm so sorry. And for those of you that can continue, thank you. There's just so much to go over and so many exciting things I wanted to go over all for you. But yes, here we go. These are the specialty restaurants. And Ocean Key Seafood, that is one you don't see on all of our ships, but that is one of our specialty restaurants as well. So for you seafood lovers, it's a great option to consider. And then we have the Yacht Club. I think the Yacht Club for the Seascape. Yes. So I haven't dived into the Yacht Club experience really, but this will kick it off here. So the MSC Yacht Club, this is our exclusive ship within a ship experience. It is only available on 15 of our 24 ships presently. And it's limited on average. There's between 150 to 170 cabins in the Yacht Club. So when you're looking at a mega ship, right, and I didn't hit on it in the slide where it came up, but there were about 2,200 cabins, staterooms on this ship, and only 170 of those are in the Yacht Club. That's
very
exclusive. Exclusive. It's key card access only. It's concierge level experience. So if you are used to traveling, cruising at a concierge level experience, I'm not going to say brands, but you're used to that. This is that same level experience. We actually invented the ship within a ship concept, and then other brands tried to replicate it to the best of their ability. Our Yacht Club is our concierge level experience, provides the most space and includes the most amenities with it. It's all inclusive, top shelf drink package and unlimited high speed Wi-Fi. You get your own private butler. You get your own private pool. With the Seascape, you get a very large private pool area with a solarium and whirlpool baths. You get in the Aria Spa, you get dedicated massage rooms, as well as complimentary daily access to the thermal suite that is in the Aria Spa. The 24-hour butler service, if you wish to utilize that. You don't have to. Not everybody's comfortable with that, and that's okay. Your dedicated restaurant and lounge. I kid you not, if you compare the Have Charvon, do a price comparison for you between MSC Yacht Club and another brand's concierge level experience, you're going to see a 50 to 60% savings with MSC. I say it's the best luxury contemporary brand experience at sea. You would be amazed at how affordable the Yacht Club is. And once you go Yacht Club, you will never go back to main
that's
ship.
probably the problem.
When I was saying main ship earlier, so main ship is all the other cabins, right, in the main ship. You still have access. Some guests, they don't even leave the Yacht Club. They're more than welcome to, because that's what the gym is in the main ship, the theater's in the main ship, the specialty dining restaurants are in the main ship. But you don't have to leave the Yacht Club if you don't want to. Now, Yacht Club is not adults only, but you don't see typically a lot of children or families in the Yacht Club for one reason or another. Maybe they are booked in the Yacht Club, but their kids have them out in the main ship, doing family activities there. But yeah, it just depends on it. But so that's a little bit of a dive right now into the Yacht Club. I'll get into it a little bit more when we come to those slides. But for the Seascape, love this itinerary. Starts, it's open for booking now. Sailings begin November 9th. 7-night sailings, round trip Galveston. Ports of call for at least the inaugural season, first 2 seasons, are Costa Maya, Mexico, Isla de Rotan, Honduras, and Cozumel. Okay. And this then gives 3 sea days. You need 3 days at sea for this ship to be able to experience everything that is offered to you on it. Okay. So it's phenomenal. So keep this in mind for your next family trips coming up. Definitely something for spring break, summer vacation, Christmas breaks, what have you. Okay. Next, Port Canaveral. So we've been sailing out of Port Canaveral. Our current ship there is MSC Seashore, which is the sister ship to the Seascape. She sails right now. She's been sailing 3 and 4 night itineraries mainly, sometimes a 7-night, but typically it's 3 and 4 night sailings. And she sails to the Eastern Caribbean and always includes a stop at the private island, whether that's sometimes it's a day stop for a long late night or an overnight. But starting in December, we have another ship that we're bringing that will be that will be sailing out of Port Canaveral. It's MSC Grandiosa. This is the sister ship to MSC Meraviglia. So for those of you that have sailed out of New York, out of Brooklyn on Meraviglia, this is the sister ship. She's the big sister. So she's a little bit bigger than Meraviglia, has a little bit more to offer. But this ship will be featuring primarily 7-night sailings. And examples of ports of call will be Nassau, Dominican Republic, and also Ocean Key. So keep that in mind if you're looking for, a different ship. Maybe you enjoy sailing out of Florida, but you've done all the trips and what have you, or you love the Meraviglia so much you want to see what the Grandiosa is like. This is the ship. I will actually be sailing on her over New Year's this year, and I'm really excited to experience this ship. And I'll be sailing on the Meraviglia in September to Bermuda. So very excited about that. Okay, next, Alaska. Here we come. And Sharvon, if you need me to stop it or speed up my talking,
you're fine. You're fine. Yep, you're fine.
Alaska, here we come. We're super excited about this. Our inaugural season will be next year, spring, summer of 26. First sailing is May 11th. We will be departing out of Seattle on Mondays. This is a huge advantage for your clients. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, you're going to get better airfare rates. Flying in on, because you're supposed to fly in a day before departure, not the day of. Flying in on a Saturday or Sunday versus a Friday, Saturday, you'll get better airfare rates. Plus, we're going to be coming into ports a day behind the other cruise lines, which means the ports will be less congested for you. You'll be able to enjoy the ports more, get around a lot easier. So keep that in mind. And the ports of call will be Ketchikan, Alaska, Icy Strait Point, and also cruising the Tracy Arm Ford and Juneau. So those, that's the itinerary. But in addition to this, I love to feature these 2 grand voyages. So for those of you that are avid cruisers, been cruising for a long time, you already know this secret. But for those of you who are new, you may not have heard. Repositioning cruises are one of the best values at sea that you can find. I don't know why. I just know that they are. And they're fun. They're unique, because you're going to board the ship in from one port, but you're going to end your ship in a different country and different port. But we have for the Pasea, which is the ship that will be sailing Alaska, we have to get her to Seattle, right? So she'll be coming from the Mediterranean, and she has 2 legs of her repositioning cruise that you can choose from and that are very affordable. The first is you get to choose your departure port from the Mediterranean, and that will, depending on which departure port you choose, that's going to determine how long your actual cruise is. So you can start by embarking in Civitavecchia, which is Rome, on April 6th, and stay on board for the full 17 nights. You'll then get 8 port stops and 9 days at sea. However, maybe you've been to Rome numerous times. You don't want to sail out of Rome, but you've never been to Portofino, or you have family in Portofino. You want to spend a little bit extra time in Portofino. So you could instead book the cruise to depart instead on April 7th, where you embark there in Genoa and Portofino. Next, or you could then, the same concept in Marseille, France. Maybe you want to spend a little bit of time in Paris first and then head down to Marseille. So you would board on April 8th and then the last option for boarding before beginning the transatlantic portion is April 9th, boarding in Barcelona. So, and that would give you 14 nights and 5 port stops. But all of those have the same number of days at sea, just fewer port stops depending on where you pick there. Okay. Okay. I see you see somebody's in. They hold you to that.
That's right.
Yeah. So the next option is the second leg. Oh, so I'm sorry. Let me go back. So in addition to for this, depending regardless of where you embark at that point after Barcelona, everybody will be stopping in Portugal as well as St. Martin, our private island, Ocean Key, and then you'll be ending in Miami. Now, you could continue. You could decide to also book the second leg of this transatlantic, which then begins in Miami on the April 23rd. This is going from Miami to Seattle via the Panama Canal. It's an 18-night cruise, 10 days at sea, with 10 ports of call, including Cartagena, Colombia, Colon, Panama, then going through the Panama Canal, and then also Costa Rica, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, 2 stops in California, one being San Diego, the other Los Angeles, and then ending in Seattle. Okay. Then you could actually continue the third leg and be on the maiden voyage to Alaska from Seattle.
Wow.
So if you're fortunate enough to have the luxury of time, unlimited time,
right.
I encourage you to have Charvon, check this out for you, do a quote for you, and see what the value is that you can take advantage of. All right. So as far as the MSC Pasea goes, she is a smaller ship, and that is, that makes sense for Alaska. Our larger ships just would not be able, we wouldn't even be able to go to Alaska at all.
Yeah.
And we're okay with that because, the environmentally conscious and what have you, we don't want that larger ships there. But the first class amenities that you'll find on board, 3 swimming pools, including one for children, and 7 whirlpools. It does have the Aria Spa, that features the bar, a bar, beauty services, massages, body and facial treatments, a solarium, and the thermal area, a state-of-the-art gym, power walking track, shuffleboard, mini golf, and a sports center where you can play basketball, tennis, or volleyball. There are entertainment venues with that include 10 bars and lounges, a theater, and casino. There's one specialty restaurant on board, and that is Kato Sushi Bar. And then 3 inclusive restaurants, main dining rooms, 2 main dining rooms, and a buffet, a self-service buffet with pizzeria. And then it does have a kids club, and a video arcade. And then you'll see the maximum number of guests for this would be 3,200. So you can see a huge difference between, the Seascape, which was 60, I'm getting mixed up now in my head between World America, which is 6,700. And the Seascape is 5,700 or 6,200. But yeah, so you can see a huge difference there. Next, Brooklyn, New York. So this is not new, but I wanted you to know we sail from Brooklyn, New York year round, and you have it's 7-night sailings, and the sample itineraries one itinerary would be for the Caribbean, and that would be to Nassau, Port Canaveral, stopping in Port Canaveral as well, and then Ocean Key. And then the other itinerary option is Bermuda. Now the Bermuda one, that's not year round. Bermuda is seasonal. That's where I'll be going, as I mentioned. And what I love about our Bermuda itinerary, we do 3 days in port in Bermuda.
Oh.
So it's like a floating hotel.
Wow.
You don't even have to stay on the ship at night. Maybe there's a hotel you've always wanted to stay at, or that you've stayed at in the past, and that's where you got engaged and you want to go back and visit that hotel. you can actually stay elsewhere on the island. But it's literally your floating hotel for those 3 days. It's a great option for golfers. This is part of my plan. I have golf groups that go take this itinerary as well, because there's multiple golf courses on the island that you can take advantage of on and off, what have you, with your golf clubs if you want to bring your own golf clubs. But it's a really great option to consider for anybody ever wanting to go to Bermuda. Okay, experience a new world of cruising with MSC. So first, I do get this question a lot from travel advisors, from friends and family and what have you. But it's who cruises on MSC, who sails with MSC. I don't know if it's the right brand for me or if I'm right for it. Well, if you're open-minded, if you enjoy meeting different people from other countries, because at times, depending on the time of year, there are going to be Europeans that come, or South Americans that come and sail with us. And that's because MSC is such a well-known brand, especially in the cargo and shipping. But on the leisure side, in Europe, that's where we got our start in 1970 with the leisure cruising. So we've been there that long. And just like we like to go sail the Med or Northern Europe or South America, they like to come and sail the Caribbean. So what better brand for them to cruise with than MSC, because they recognize and know what they're going to get, and they know the value and the quality that they're going to get with us. So you'll encounter different cultures on board, but you're sophisticated voyagers who are drawn to foreign cultures. You prefer cosmopolitan environments. You like the theater. You enjoyed the shows. Maybe you like to go to New York City, to Broadway, or to Chicago, and to Vegas even, to see those shows. But you like higher end amenities, and you enjoy vacationing with family and having a learning experience with your children. Europeans are very into experiencing vacation with their children versus Americans. We like to take advantage of the kids club, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, because kids love to take advantage of it as well.
Right.
They like to have that alone time, but then come back together and do things together as a family and experience things together. First time I ever went on a cruise, I took my 14-year-old son with me, and it was unknown to me, it was in January. It was during a national Jewish holiday. And so all the schools in New York City, at least, were closed, and they were going on a cruise. So, and they were, forgive me if I say it wrong. I want to say the Hasidic Jewish culture. And so during main dining time at night, we were assigned, a table. It was a larger table. And so we had a family, a Jewish family that we were eating with. And my son was, asking him all kinds of questions, like, why are they bringing this was his first encounter ever with culture. Well, why are they bringing your food out wrapped in, covered and wrapped in plastic? And so he learned about kosher food. Yes, and then he just got to meet kids. There were kids there from, because we sailed out of Miami. There were kids there from Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic that had come up. And so he got to meet different people. So it's definitely a great learning experience on MSC. But yes, so being open-minded, open to experiencing new things and new people, and just looking for something different you're definitely going to enjoy your experience with MSC. Okay. So then, the other question I get asked, age range, typically 27-year-olds to 67, 70-year-olds are living their best life on our cruise ships. And that's because there is something for everybody to do on board. Multi-generational groups love to cruise with us. And just for the reasons I've described, that everybody can split up, go do their own thing for a little bit, and then come back together and do things together as well. So just something for everybody on board for sure. What do you get with an MSC cruise? Okay, so you get a wide variety of accommodations are included automatically, wide variety of stateroom types to choose from everywhere from interior all the way to ocean balcony, ocean view and balcony, and suites, duplex suites, which are 2 stories, 2-bedroom suites. So just a huge variety of spaciousness and connecting staterooms as well. Accessibility friendly cabins are available as well. Food and dining, is always included. You have your buffet and your main dining room options that are included as part of your cruise experience. We have early dining times and late dining times, depending on the experience that you pick, which I'll get to in a minute. Will determine your dining time. Also, onboard services, we have multilingual staff that are highly qualified and friendly. The crew is very friendly and hands-on. They tend to all of your needs. Depending on the time of year when you sail with us, you might hear the announcements made in multiple languages for the Caribbean market. Definitely, if you're sailing Europe, you're going to hear multiple announcements in multiple languages. But when you're sailing the Caribbean, and the reason is when you first when you check in online, it's going to ask you, what is your native tongue? What language is your first language? We have to know in case of an emergency what populations are on board and how to communicate with them. And so typically you're going to hear the announcements made in 2, maybe 3 languages, depending on what the percentage of language spoken on board is at that time. Always English for the US, for the Caribbean, always English. And usually it's the second language will either usually be Spanish and or Italian. If it's August, definitely you're going to hear Italian because that's their big vacation month. But just to give you an idea, but just tune it out. You'll get used to it. You just tune it out. And then we also have spectacular theater shows that are complimentary. The live music that's in the bars and lounges is complimentary. Themed parties are complimentary. There's creative workshops. The casino, well, that's not complimentary because
I mean,
and then we have the shopping district, but lots of different activities on board for you to take part in. Sports and wellness, the gym, the state-of-the-art gyms are complimentary. The pools and the whirlpools, those are all complimentary. The aqua parks are as well. And then the children's entertainment, that's the kids club. Those are complimentary. And so, you can just get on board cruise only, bare bones, and have an enjoyable experience, or you can add on a la carte and make it more of an experience that you want it to be for yourself. So for those of you that are frequent travelers, we have a program, and it says right here, resources and tools for travel advisors. This is to help Charvon with you. If you are a frequent traveler, you belong to a loyalty program of another cruise brand, hotelier, or tour operator. She can offer to you our status match program. When you apply for a status match, you do it at least 3 business days before she makes your booking. You're going to pick from, maybe you belong to multiple loyalty programs, right? You're going to want to pick the loyalty program that you have the highest status with. And that's going to be what you want to submit for your application or your redemption. We're going to look to see where does that loyalty program match up with our loyalty program, which we have 5 levels. And then we're going to plug you into our loyalty program. We're going to assign you our Voyagers Club number, a Voyagers Club number now. And then you're going to get an email saying that your status match is complete. Here's your Voyagers Club number. You're going to give that number to Charvon. She's going to plug that in. When she makes your booking, you're going to receive at minimum a 5% discount on that booking, and then all future bookings. Okay. And then not only that, but then you will be sailing when that cruise departure comes up. You're going to be sailing with all the amenities you're used to, and possibly even more, depending on where we plugged you in at and what, how it compares. So the enrollment is free and it's easy. There's a link that she can send you for you to do that. Even if you're not ready to start booking, do it now to get it out of the way. And then that way, she asks you, do you have a Voyagers Club number? You can say, yep, sure do. And you can give it to her and she'll just plug that in when she does the quote and go from there. But then the Voyagers Club. So this slide is, this is our most current. We just updated our Voyagers Club in the late fall. There's 5 different levels in our Voyagers Club that you can either get plugged into or start building. If you don't do the status match, you'll get started in at. But we have a lot of different, I'm not going to drill down into these. There's a flyer that Charvon can provide you that drills down, and this information is also available. But you get discounts, you get free things, you get priority status, and with reservations and tendering and things like that as well. So the Voyagers Club with MSC is definitely something you want to get plugged into. Next, I mentioned earlier about saving on pre-booked amenities and shore excursions. Everything that's pre-booked and prepaid through Charvon, you will save money on. So especially dining packages, the excursions, drinks and Wi-Fi package. If you booked as cruise only, but now you want to add drinks and Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi, you can do that. Celebration packages, weddings, anniversaries, things like that. Or even if you want to get married. If you want to get married on Ocean Key or on one of our ships, we have a wedding program. And then the spa treatments. So next, I've mentioned this, the experiences. So this is something that makes MSC different that you need to understand and work with Charvon on before she's able to give you a quote. And it's to pick your experience. And this is another way that makes MSC budget friendly, I guess, if you want to say, and just allows you to customize to your preference. So
right.
We have in these first 3 experiences, you're going to pick one, and these are what's available if you want to stay in the main ship, not Yacht Club. Okay. Then the 4th experience is the Yacht Club. Okay. So I'm going to drill down into these experiences here. First is the Bella. The Bella experience is when you see MSC is having a sale, and you see cruises starting at $249 per person for 7 nights. That is cruise only. Get on board. It's the lowest rate available for an inside. It's an inside stateroom. You do not get to pick your stateroom number or location. Okay, so it's going to be on the least desirable decks of the ship. So if you are motion sensitive, you need to be able to pick what deck and what part of the ship, whether it's the forward, the middle, or the aft, or whether it's on the starport. The port or the star. Yes. Thank you. If that's important to you, Bella is not the experience for you. If you want to be able to pick your dining time, it's not the experience for you. Okay. You still get everything else that I went through earlier. You get, the complimentary meals, you get the access to the theater and the gym and all of that. But it's limited. It's also, Bella limits you to, in certain interior cabins, ocean view, and an ocean view with partial views. And there are balcony Bella cabins available, but cabins are guaranteed. They're not assigned. If also, I'm going to say this, I'll just put this out there right now. If you're hoping for an upgrade, a complimentary upgrade, we have an upgrade program. It's the bid up program, right? So that's where you can make an offer to get into a higher category at a lower rate. Not everybody gets extended this invitation for the bid up program. So you can't necessarily hope that you might get a bid up offer or invitation. But there are times when you might get a complimentary upgrade if you're in a Bella. But if you're hoping, and that's like to get to that next category, do not go to the Bella. Just book the category you want, please, because it's Murphy's Law. It's never going to work out for you that way.
Right.
I have people, they said that they got a complimentary upgrade. And at first I was always, we don't do that. What are you talking about? We don't do that. And then I learned, no, sometimes with the Bella, but it's not always. But with the other experiences that I'm about to get to, it's not complimentary. If you do get an upgrade, it's because you did a bid up option. Right. But the next experience option is the Fantastica. The Fantastica, with Fantastica, you get everything that you get with the Bella, but more. You get to pick your cabin number and location. You get to pick your dining time. You also get a 24-hour room service complimentary. Actually, that needs to be fixed. You get complimentary continental breakfast delivery to your room for the Fantastica experience. The next experience is the 24-hour. You also get, but the cabins you get to choose from, they're in better locations on the ship and on the upper decks, mid and upper decks. So that's definitely something. This is the most common, popular, I would say, category, the Fantastica, but it's also because it's available to more of the cabins. Okay. You also get one free cruise change with the Fantastica. So if after the cruise is booked, circumstances change and you can't take a vacation at that time, you can do one free cruise change within the criteria. Like you have to do it within so many days before departure or before final payment, and the cruise has to be departing within only so far out from the original cruise departure date. But it's still a very nice option to be able to have that flexibility when you need it. Okay. The next is the Aria experience. So this includes all the benefits of the Fantastica experience, but more. You get complimentary thermal spa access to the Aria spa daily, which there's 5. There's the salt room, the snow room, the ice room, the rain room, and the steam room. I think that's the first time I've got them all. That I remember them all. I always forget one, and it's always the salt room. I always forget the salt room. And then there's a whirlpool in there, but then you also get discounted service fees on board for the Aria packages or services. You get priority boarding and luggage delivery, my choice dining, so dining anytime for dinner, and depending on the ship, you either get your own an Aria restaurant that's exclusive to Aria guests, or you get a section in a main dining room that is Aria guest only, but still has anytime dining. Okay. And then if you're in the C class ships, you get on the aft of the ship, you get your own pool and bar. And the pool, if they're under 16 years old or younger, they're not allowed in the Aria. So it's a little exclusivity. And yes. And then starting in July of this year, sailings from July forward, you get even more. Not only do you get priority embarkation, you get priority disembarkation and priority tendering. You get one complimentary mini fridge restock. Okay, so you go consume what's in the mini fridge the first time, no charge. Then they're going to restock it. Once they restock it, then anything you consume from it at that point would be added to your room charge. Okay. Gotcha. You also get a complimentary to take home if you want to take it home is a complimentary diffuser, a scent diffuser with our signature Med scent by MSC. And then you get to utilize in your stateroom slipper and bathrobe. Love the bathrobe. I actually bought one for myself to bring home. And then you get, what else? I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. You get a pillow menu, and if you'd like, you can select from pillows. Oh, and then it's complimentary 24/7 room service, if I didn't say that already. So that the Aria experience is our suites. So that is the suite level type experience without the butler, without the key card access. Drinks and Wi-Fi are not included like they are with Yacht Club, but this is the highest level experience in the main ship. Okay. This is just a small snippet of how the different experiences in the main ship compare. So you can see all that you get with Aria. And compared to Fantastica and compared to Bella. Now, actually, there's a updated sheet I have for you that you can share, Charvon, with your client when they reach out to you. Okay. So Yacht Club, as I mentioned, ship within a ship. It's a place where guests can savor exclusivity and privacy in a world of choice. You can indulge in luxury of a private club while enjoying access to the ship's recreational activities and entertainment options. As I mentioned, it's like no other experience. And everything that I mentioned before, you get on board with the butler service, you get a concierge desk, key card access only. Non-Yacht Club guests cannot be brought into the Yacht Club. That's a big no-no. That's how serious they take it, but it's definitely an elevated experience. Okay. And then the promotions that are currently running, and all I'm going to say to that is, so the May sale right now is up to 30% off cruises and kids sail free. You can do the cruise only or choose to have it packaged with drinks and Wi-Fi included. Charvon's going to have a really big announcement for you in the next day or so. So stay tuned to Charvon on anything else for May. Also, currently we have a MSC Grand Voyages promotion. So this is the repositioning, the transatlantic sailings, those 13 to 21 night itineraries. This sale runs through May 30th, up to $700 off of those cruises. And if you're a solo traveler, you get 50% off the single supplement. That's a great value. And lastly, if you have a group is maybe a family reunion, maybe, let's see, maybe you want to do a wedding. Maybe you have a reunion, alumni group or incentive group, anything like that. We have a promotion. The group contract has to be set up before the bookings can start being made. So it doesn't apply to individual bookings that are made for, where you spread the word and everybody's, I want to go too. Yes, it's called an individual group. So that's not this true group, but reach out to Charvon and she can get you a group contract quote. You can hold up to 16 cabins without a good faith deposit for the group. Then once she starts making named bookings into that group, the individual deposits are due, but there's if you want her to set up a group contract to hold 16 cabins until everybody starts sending in their names and credit card information to her, she can do that for you. But we can get up to 15% off on the group cruise rates, depending on the sailing. I will tell you this, 2 things about Galveston. Galveston, number 1, on individual sailings bookings, we are 30%. We cost 30% less than any other brand sailing out of Galveston right now.
Okay.
30% less. And then on groups, 45% less, because Galveston sailings are no doubt getting the maximum 15% discount on the group rates. Okay. So 45% savings. I'm telling you.
Come on, Galveston friends. Come on.
Yeah, it's a winner. You've got the Seascape, award-winning ship. You've got great rates. So, and then you've got kids free on top of that. So it can just be a really good value for you. So this promotion for groups is running for any groups contracted by the end of this month for any itineraries open for sailing that are in the system, Charvon. So you just can quote it out there. You can see what's available right now. That is it. I went way over. I had too much information for you all.
You had a lot of
How
good
do I
information.
not go over all of this information? There's so many great things about MSC. So now we got to go through these questions. My goodness.
So let's see here. Ronald Britt, the first one he asked was, are there active plans to build another private island in the Bahamas? Also, what upgrades are planned for Ocean Key?
So that would be the second island that is an extension of Ocean Key right there. We do not know anything else about what's going to be offered there or any different additional upgrades for excursions or anything like that at this time. So as soon as I know, Charvon will know.
Okay, nice. Travel Yes We See says, does World America have any plans to ship out those delicious pecan oatmeal cookies at the snack place by the swing? Delicious.
Okay. I saw this question pop up on the screen when it came through, and I think a video was running at the time, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Pecan oatmeal cookies, my favorite. I didn't even know these were served on board. That would be really cool, kind of like DoubleTree, right? With their chocolate oatmeal cookies. Oh my gosh. So that is a wonderful question and suggestion. I will definitely have to look into that and see what can come of it.
And then Edward Strand, as we affectionately call him, Uncle Eddie, he is apparently a die-hard MSC fan. So you're making his day right now.
Thank you, Uncle Eddie.
And he says, as MSC, as Ronald Britt stated, MSC has the best price for cruises, hands down. Being self-employed, our money is a little different. MSC gives us the option to sell more with them, normally 3 times per year.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, I haven't seen a proven fact, but I truly believe it's the best value at sea for everybody, so I'm glad that works out for you, Uncle Eddie, and it allows you to be able to enjoy cruising more. Thank
Absolutely. You. And See It With C says, any plans to add more free umbrellas to Ocean Key?
So I don't know when the last time you were there. I know when they did phase 2, which was a year ago now, actually, I think it actually just reopened a year ago today or this week, I think. They added some then. I have not heard of anything new, but something like that, where it's not part of a major implementation, they might just do it and they're not going to tell us.
Right.
But that's why I go back to it, and I didn't know that umbrellas were free, because they used to be. If they're free now, that's great, because they used to be, you had to pay for them.
Right.
So, but there are the palm trees, and those do provide a lot of shade too, but it depends on which beach you go to, because the beach, when you first get right off the ship, I know there's not a lot of shade close to the water there. But so not that I'm aware of, but it's not to say it's not to happen. It's not going to happen.
Team Reach Travel says, wait, there's a seafood truck?
Yes, there's a lobster roll truck. Now that truck is it's a specialty truck, so there is a charge, but it's not expensive. I want to say maybe $7. And yes, and I actually had a lobster roll when I was there in December, and it was good. It was very good. And I have my colleagues that are East Coast, so they know, they know a thing or two about the lobster rolls, they say that they're on point. So that's good to know.
All right.
Yeah.
Travel Yes We See says the venues don't all blend into each other. The 2-level pub feels like a pub in Austin or Boston, not a ship.
Isn't that so? And she's talking about, they're talking about World America,
Mhm.
and I love World America. Up until now, I've not been I'm a boat fan. I'm a water fan. I don't mind cruising, but big ships, there is okay. But
Yeah.
World America, I would cruise on World America every single chance I had. And that's probably the only ship I would ever cruise if I only had a choice of one ship. This ship is a mall on steroids. And I say that in a very good way. My cabin was in the front portion of the ship, mid front portion of the ship, and everything I had to do, I was in the back of the ship every day, morning meetings till late at night, of everything was in the back of the ship, and it didn't seem like it took any time at all to get from front to back. Whereas I've been on other ships, and it's like, oh my goodness, I felt it. It just felt like, and it just didn't feel like it was full. But when I say a mall on steroids, a couple of reasons, because when you're in like a 2-story mall and you're walking in the middle of the mall, and if you're on the top floor, you can look down and see everybody down below. That's what it's like for when you're in the World Galleria. So World Galleria is on the 6th deck, and then 7 and 8 are also part of the where there's restaurants and entertainment, and you can look down and everything. And you just didn't feel like there were a lot of people on board. And just because I found a lot of them were on the back of the ship, out there and at the sports bar and what have you. But it just, I haven't been to Austin for leisure. So I haven't been able to experience that. I have been to Boston though, but I agree. I'm glad that you like the pub. And then there's the gin distillery. I didn't put a picture up of that. That's amazing.
A gin distillery?
There's a gin
Oh boy.
distillery. Yeah. So
nice.
Very cool.
Uncle Eddie says, my wife has said she wanted to go to another home port other than Florida or New York. Galveston will be on the radar.
Yay. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yes. And don't forget about Seattle too.
Oh, that's right. And he also has a question. He said, I heard that MSC has trademarked 3 other names for the world class. Are you at liberty to share?
Yes. So, I only know of 2. I don't know of a third one. But World Asia. So World Asia will debut next winter of 26. It's quite interesting. She's actually going to be sailing the Med, but she's going to be Asian interior themed inside, but on a cosmopolitan vibe. So I'll be interested to see that. I don't know if the intention is for her to eventually go and sail Japan and that area, but I think it's really cool. And then the 4th world class ship is World Atlantic. And World Atlantic is being built for the U.S. market as well, and will home port in Port Canaveral when that debuts in 2027. So very interesting. Yeah.
All right, and the last one is Team Reese is a lobster person. She's a my friend here. This is my friend Kiki. She's a seafood person. She said a $7 lobster roll. Yes, please.
Yeah, it was very reasonable. I was really surprised about the price. Like, I guess I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, I thought it was a reasonable price.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions that we have starred. And that's because it was a very good presentation. So there wasn't a lot for people to ask. You gave us all the great information.
Oh, good. Well, good. So, I hope this has inspired those of you that have not sailed with MSC. I hope this has inspired you to check out a new brand, a new supplier, cruise company, and and not be afraid, because there's nothing to be afraid of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Patena, for being here today, and just giving us such a great presentation and giving us a little bit more of an understanding of MSC and all the great value that they're now bringing to the U.S., which we absolutely love. And yeah, we'll have to have you back again to talk about some things that we might be working on. I know we have some things that might, be announced in a couple of days. So y'all stay tuned for that.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. And the next time I come back, it won't be as long, because I won't be going over all the same thing again.
All right, that sounds good. Well, I appreciate you, and I will see you guys next time for Ship to Shore. Thank you for being here, everybody, and have a great rest of your Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.